All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell, and we're here to give you an update because everybody's been asking me about the function of the vertical planters. Now, let me give you two examples that we're doing right now with them, and then maybe in a few weeks we'll come back a little bit later and show you what we got going on and the progress that they're making. So, when we come around here, we still got a few more left. As you can see, I have hooks up on the end of this is our small greenhouse right here, and then I have the beans planted on both sides of this vertical planter, and we got the planters planted all the way down in here. But I just have them for here right now, and now we're going to go on the inside of the greenhouse right here, and I'll tell you what else we got going on now. Here's the vertical planters that we actually have hanging from the center of the greenhouse right here. As you can see, you know, Sister Vicky, she can get up here and water these things, and the water will go down. We have the beans that are going up both sides, as you can see. And these are bush beans that are in there. They're going to end up pushing out and covering up this whole plant. But it'll be easy for us to be able to actually take this vertical planter down whenever we want to harvest the beans and put it on the ground, and the sisters can harvest it. So you can see we have them running down the middle of this greenhouse to take advantage of the airspace. Now, this is the lettuce right here that Sister Vicky has planted right here in the garden. And what we do is we take the whole entire leaf off. We take the whole entire leaf off of it. We take the whole entire leaf off, and then it'll grow another one and stuff. But you can actually eat these coming straight from the garden itself. And then we have some spinach right here, different types of lettuces right here, because you need to incorporate a lot of lettuce into your diet. Now, you remember some time ago that I had talked about using gutters to plant lettuces in, and this is what Sister Vicky is doing. After we got the gutters up, she has gone through, and if you look over there, you can see all the plants that she has already started and how we have them up there. What we're doing is we're taking advantage and we're utilizing all the space that we can, whether be it in the air or on the sides of the greenhouse. We have tomatoes right here, and these are tires right here, so we'll hook them down here with rebar to the ground. We'll put a rebar about 18 inches in the ground for an anchor, and we'll use these tires to tie to it, and that way we'll take these indeterminate tomatoes and trellis them all the way up. Those tomatoes will get all the way up to the top of that greenhouse, depending on what we want on top of them at, with fruit all the way up, because we want, again, take advantage of the airspace, because we have plastic running over top of this. Now, this is not the typical June weather here on Straightway right now. It's pretty cool. Been cool at night, but we did want to come in here and let you see the example of what we have started right here. Trying to work in and do as much as I can before we take off and go to Houston. So I hope to see some of you in Houston out there. Let me let you see some of these tomato plants that we have out here as well. Now, these are our determinate tomato plants. Now, if you notice, we have these determinate tomato plants. We're using concrete wire right here. And we'll use them to go all the way up, and we'll top them off right here, and they'll have fruit running all the way up here. We got 4 of them on this side, we got 3 of them on that side, and that's our large greenhouse right there. We have an extraordinary amount of vegetables in it itself. We'll walk down here to the garden for a second. Because on Sabbath, when the saints come, they'll go to Sister Carol, Sister Vicky, and they'll get one of those plastic bags that you get from the grocery store, be it Kroger, Myers, Walmart, or whatever. And they'll come through here, and they'll take all the lettuce that they want, go home with. We have, you know, about 50 people show up on the Shabbat, sometimes 60, sometimes 70, depends. And what we do is we'll grow this extraordinary amount of lettuce, because lettuce, different types of lettuce, especially spinach and greens, is a main staple for us around here. And you need a lot of green in your diet. And if you notice, Americans, we're full of starches, meat and starches, and it's affecting our health as a people. So we need to incorporate a whole bunch of greens. Over here we have different varieties of squashes that are coming up. We got them spread spaced out because they're going to get up big. Now, what I want to show you is that we plant garlic in the fall. And we're just about getting ready to harvest right now. This right here is going to be seeds that we're going to utilize for the next upcoming year. And here, as you can see, here's the bulb. See how big that bulb is on that particular garden plant right there? That's a big, huge bulb right there on that garlic. Now we'll turn around and take all these seeds as you top off, and then this particular garlic section will double the amount the next following year. Over here we have onions that are coming in. Now you have to understand, we're still behind the power curve a little bit. And I want to show you something. You see this line, this PVC line right here? This PVC line is hooked up to what we call a drip line. There are holes in this tank every 12 inches. And what we do is, instead of doing like we used to do the old-fashioned time, is we used to carry 5-gallon pail of buckets from the creek. What we did was we got a pump down at the creek. We pumped water into that tank. And then when I say, sisters, it's time to water the garden, or brothers, it's time to water the garden, we water our garden every evening. We hit that switch now, we go flip that valve, and then it slowly drips the garden all night long. And these are the different varieties of onion. Here's a red onion right here. See that nice looking onion right there? See that nice looking onion right there? And of course, here's a nice sweet onion right here. And of course, all these are onions right here. Because we have the corn that's up in different stages right now. Because we don't want to overwhelm ourselves with different, harvesting corn at different times. And we got basil. We just got finished making a run on all the broccoli. The broccoli's already done ran its course. We pretty much done ate all the broccoli. We have squashes over there. All down here we have domestic blackberries. All up through here. Plus a couple of peach trees and stuff. Peach trees are not going to bloom this year. It's not going to do anything. But we just want to give an example. Here's some blueberries right here that old sister Sky is working on. She decided she wanted to grow some blueberries. And her blueberries are actually doing pretty good. And you might look at this stuff and say, what in the world is going on? Well, they've been looking at this particular video, and they've been taking all the leaves, all the grass, and they've been using it to mulch up, using natural organic matter to mulch up in order to feed the plants, which you can see when the brothers are cutting grass here on the land. You can see they have a stack of grass right here. We don't waste anything. We use all the grass clippings for everything. If it's not feeding the chickens, we're using it on the plants as far as to mulch up the plants, and then let it decompose and let it build up that organic matter so we can continue to keep feeding it the vitamins and the nutrients and stuff coming from the soil. So I hope that some way, somehow you learned something here today. And with that said, I'll say shalom. And for those of us who keep the commandments, I'll say Shabbat Shalom. I'll see you all tonight on Blog Talk Radio. That's www.blogtalkradio.com/straightway. And straightway is spelled STRAITWAY. Bless you. Shalom.